DSM Living with Wendy Wen, Melanie Hall, and Sharon Rooney.
Hello and welcome to DSM Living. I'm Melanie Hall and we've got a great show in store for you today. First up, the Mansion Fine Furnishings and Interior Design can help turn your home, a place you live, into a place you love.
Stay tuned for Chicken Marsala in under half an hour.
This kitchen renovation by Kaufman Construction completely transforms the main floor of the Sankaty home. We'll show you how.
Coming up, all things basement-y, Midwest Basement Systems.
Well, we can finally say that spring is here. So let's talk to the experts at A+ Lawn and Landscape about how to take care of our lawns now that we can see them.
It's Bob Oliver. He's teamed up with the Home Depot and they've hit it out of the park. Get inspired for your own home makeover after you see this amazing home transformation done by Modern Touches. The Mansion Fine Furnishings and Interior Design can help you breathe life into a familiar place. And Lynn, it seems like we're so inundated with all these visuals coming at us from the TV and magazines and the computer. So I think working with an interior designer would be so beneficial. Why is it helpful to work with someone?
Especially now more than ever, the use of an interior designer can be very key because we are inundated with things. Design elements, home improvement projects, technology, all of that is kind of thrown at us all the time. And I think people, you get kind of sucked in and you kind of work with that and you start collecting pictures or getting your house account and getting everything lined up. And you either keep going because you always think there's going to be one better,
yes,
or you get kind of overwhelmed and you just stop because you don't know where to go. And I think that's where a designer can really help and take that and how do you break that down to a manageable level? Like where do we go from here?
Sure, so tell me about the process of coming into the mansion and working with an interior designer.
For me and my clients, if you do have kind of a collection of photos and things that you've gathered, I really like to just sit down and we really just start asking a lot of questions. I really want to get to know my client, kind of how are they going to use the room, who's using the room, what are your goals, what are your thoughts with that space. I really want to know, is it the texture, is it the color, is it the use of the space, or whatever that element might be. And ironically, it comes down to maybe like the rug in the room or something.
Sure.
There's one thing. So we just gather all that information together and really kind of create a master plan, something that we can work from that really gets that end result for that client. But I think really enlisting a professional can help you decide where do we get our bang for our buck, so to speak. Absolutely. How do we work this so that we get this end result? And there's so many things to navigate through as far as vendors and options and which fabrics and things that are appropriate. And also, how do we make that money go the furthest that we can? I've had clients come in and say, well, I've bought this piece, but it just didn't do anything when I got it home. Well, that's part of that master plan. Every piece is a part of a puzzle, and if you don't have the picture of the puzzle, you're not really going to get there. The home is one of the biggest investments that you have, and so seriously consider investing in some key pieces inside your home that really reflect your family and your personality and really make that space unique, because after all, that is your refuge from the world, and what better place to make it your own.
Becky, it is extremely important for people to come and check out the mansion. You guys are constantly getting new stuff all the time. So let's talk about the showroom.
Well, thank you very much. We have a showroom here and we have about 3,000 square feet. We sell everything off our showroom. We do everything from floor to ceiling. You're going to see lots of customized pieces here. This is an example of what we do.
Becky, how can people find inspiration?
Well, just come right here to the mansion. We've got lots of inspiring things, fabrics, furnishings. We have different wallpapers. Wallpaper is a very big thing right now, and you're going to see lots of new patterns. Yeah, very much so, because you can get a very dramatic look with wallpaper. And it doesn't have to be a whole room. Maybe it's, it'd be great in a bathroom. Really just bring in, you're going to see a lot of, glitz and glam, and that's a great way to do that. So
absolutely. Well, it's all about getting inspired and absolutely loving where you live. So Becky, how can people get a hold of the mansion, or what should they do?
Well, come right here, 28th and Ingersoll. Give us a call. Check out our website. You can reach us.
Sounds good. Thanks, Becky.
Thank you.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
We are at an Ankeny home that is about 10 years old with Devin Kaufman of Kaufman Construction. Now, Devin, tell us a little bit about what the space was like before you completely remodeled it.
Well, the kitchen was rather confined to a small footprint, and then there was a underutilized room in the front that could have been an office or a sitting room, and so we took down some walls, put in some beams, and added some banquette seating back there that just really expanded the kitchen and made it flow much better.
It's open, it's inviting, it's entertaining, it's perfect for entertaining. And that banquette, let's talk about that, because people just love to just find a place they're comfortable and sit and enjoy a meal or a game of cards.
Yeah, or even, with the windows there, a nice place to sit down and read a book, or any number of things.
I had a chance to talk to the homeowners before we started shooting, and they said that functionality was something that you just brought to life with this remodel.
Really in multiple ways. There's pull-out spice rack next to the range. There's the pull-out pantries next to the refrigerator, and the way the refrigerator is built in so that it's not a counter depth refrigerator, but it's all built in, nested in there so that it doesn't look like a monster in the room. And just everywhere we could, we maximized the space, especially in the cabinetry.
So we're talking with Pam and Joe, the homeowners, and we're sitting at this wonderful banquette. Let's talk about how this space works for you and family gatherings.
We feel like we're all in one room together now, and we can enjoy things. We play cards, we talk. So it just feels like one big gathering space now instead of all the separate rooms that we had, and it just functions a lot better than it used to.
Well, let's talk about what it was like preparing a meal before the remodel and now.
Before, nobody could be in the kitchen with me by choice, and because it just didn't function very well, you turned around, somebody was in your way. So I was just by myself a lot, so there's probably more grilling and pizza delivery than there is now. So it's just, he can be in here helping. I put him to work a lot more than I used to, and we probably have a better relationship because we're doing things together than we used to. So
another good reason to remodel.
Exactly.
Tell me what you think about this investment that you've made in your home, Joe.
I think it was actually for us to make our lives a lot better. Taking down a wall, making it so it was more open, making it more functional. The HVAC has actually increased our lifestyle here because it's not so cold in here anymore.
And you felt like the process went well?
Yes, very well. Working with the guys, I got home about the time they were always done. They told me what they did for the day, and they always kept me up to date. Anybody who's thinking about Kaufman Construction, I think they have a wonderful group of people working for them.
So you would recommend this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Devin, thanks so much for sharing this amazing kitchen and dining transformation here in Ankeny. How can people learn more about Kaufman Construction?
Probably the easiest way is to get on our website, kaufmanconstruction.com.
Okay, you'll be glad you did. Thanks a lot, Devin.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Whitney with Fareway and Sensible Health, and today I have a chicken marsala recipe that will get you out of a dinner rut and out of the kitchen in less than half an hour. So let's get cooking. We're gonna start with some tenderized chicken breasts, which I've had my meat experts trim for me and then run through the meat tenderizer one time. And you don't really wanna have them run it through more than once because they can fall apart while you're cooking it. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna season our chicken with just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then season some flour with a little bit of dried oregano. Mix that together and then dredge your chicken in the flour mixture. Dredging your chicken makes for a really nice coating on your chicken once it's finished, and it also adds some really nice little bits to our gravy that we're gonna make. So we're ready to make our Marsala wine sauce, and we're gonna start with a stainless steel skillet. You don't wanna use a non-stick pan here because you want some of the flour from your chicken to stick into the pan. So we're gonna get started with browning our chicken, and we want our heat on about medium or medium-low. We're going to add a few tablespoons of canola oil, and since we are using more of a medium heat, you won't want to use olive oil here because it can burn and really give you a bitter flavor. And then to give that a nice richness, we're gonna add a tablespoon of butter. And I am using some butter with canola oil in it, so you get the health benefits of the canola oil with the flavor of butter. Let these brown for about 5 minutes per side or until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees or they're no longer pink in the middle. So when your chicken breasts start to turn white around the outside, that's when you want to flip them over. Once your chicken breasts are done, you want to remove them from the pan and we'll start making our sauce. This wouldn't be a Marsala wine sauce if we didn't add some Marsala wine. So you're gonna add about half of a cup, and this will steam up on you, so just be ready for it. We're gonna add a cup of fresh sliced mushrooms. And one of the ingredients that I like to add, which is completely optional, is some chicken bouillon, and I have about half of a teaspoon here, just to give it some rich depth of flavor. So stir this together to combine, making sure that you get all those bits that were left in the pan from your chicken. And if you need some extra liquid, you can add some chicken broth. Let this simmer for about 10 minutes so all the flavors can combine. And don't taste test it until after you've let it sit for 10 minutes because it gets really salty for a little bit until everything mixes together. So don't taste it until after that 10 minutes. So our mushrooms have cooked down and our sauce has reduced, and I've added some chicken broth as I've needed it. I'm gonna make some room in my pan and then add my chicken back to my sauce. Stir this all together to combine and you're done. Chicken Marsala in under half an hour. If you want this recipe or any others, you can visit Fareway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any recipe is family.
Find us online at dsmliving.com to watch this week's episode, see other videos, and check out what's coming up on future shows.
Sometimes the difference between just buying new things and a beautiful home is a design plan, a signature piece, and a couple of small accents. At the mansion, we know you have good taste, but probably not the time or desire to execute your own vision. Our design team is waiting to help you transform your ideas into a beautiful and functional home. Whether it's one room or the whole house, we can work with your budget and exceed your expectation. Come see us on Facebook and see what our clients have to say about working with our design team. Or better yet, stop by the mansion and let us show you how we can help.
Did you know roses need to be cut back in the spring, but rarely in the fall? At Good Greenhouses, they know because they grow. They've been growing vegetables and flowers for over 109 years. There are a lot of things you need to know to have a successful garden. You only need to know one. Good Greenhouses. The best plants at the best prices. This is where professional gardeners buy their plants. That's why they say a satisfied gardener is a good gardener.
Midwest Basement Systems is Iowa's leader in basement waterproofing. And Rod, we are so thankful to have you here today. So tell us a little bit about Midwest Basement Systems.
Well, thanks for coming over. Midwest Basement Systems started in 1995. We're locally owned. We're part of a network of over 300 foundation and waterproofing contractors in 7 different countries.
Wow.
That's important to our customers because all of our warranties are nationally backed and fully transferable.
That is awesome. So we know with Iowa weather, you never know what to really expect. But we're assuming that the wet season is upon us right now. So what does that mean for basements here in Iowa?
Well, a homeowner who has a waterproofing system with a sump pump should be aware that this is the time of year when a lot more water is going to start coming into that sump pit. And the system that's in there should be serviced to make sure that it's going to be operational throughout the whole wet season. It's like changing the oil in your car. You don't wait until your car engine stops to change the oil.
So what does this service call entail?
Well, the goal of our service department is to find problems before they find the customer. So during a service appointment, our dedicated service techs will actually dismantle the sump system, actually clean the sump pit, they'll change out the check valves, and they'll do a maintenance on the pump to determine whether or not that pump is actually going to be able to handle another year of operation. So we make recommendations to homeowners whether or not they need to replace their pumps. And most people don't realize it's a problem until they have a wet basement.
Yes.
And then they realize
it's too late by that time, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Checking the whole system that they have gives us an opportunity to be able to say there may be a weakness in the system if it's not ours, But we also know that, again, we're not looking for reactive calls. We want people to call proactively.
Absolutely. So maybe doing a little upgrade might be important too. And there's something called a triple safe sump pump?
Correct.
Okay.
Our triple safe sump system is where, for a homeowner who wants the lowest risk possible of ever having a sump failure.
I think that sounds like something everyone wants, right?
Absolutely. The triple safe, again, has 3 sump pumps in it, and
Okay.
it's a twin liner configuration because it's a little bit bigger. It has a battery backup, and the charging system that's above it will show the status of the battery backup, if it's charging, if it's working, if the power is out. And we use a 3rd horsepower pump, and then we also use a 1/2 horsepower pump. So all of our pumps sit on a clean pump stand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm gonna set this down here. And these clean pump stands keep all of the pumps out of the silt and sediment that will end up depositing into the bottom of any sump liner.
This is very good information that every homeowner should know. What are the benefits of working with Midwest Basement Systems?
Well, we consider ourselves the best in the industry. Obviously, we're Iowa's largest waterproofing and foundation repair company. We have dedicated departments from the call center to the sales, to the marketing department, our service and our production departments. So there isn't any part of the industry or any part of a situation that we go into that we're not the best in the industry at.
The experts right here.
Absolutely.
So if people want to get a hold of you, what should they do?
They can get a hold of us on the website at midwestbasementsystems.com, or they can call us at 515-289-1606.
Great. Thanks, Rod.
Thank you.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
It's a nice, bright, sunny day to be talking about the outdoors and lawn care, and we're talking with Sean Edwards, who is owner of A+ Lawn and Landscape. And Sean, tell us how we can keep our lawns green and looking beautiful now that we can see the lawn.
It's that time of year finally. I didn't think it would ever happen. But there's 3 key factors in making a really nice, lush, green, weed-free lawn. 1, mowing. You got to make sure and have your mower up high, 3 1/4, 3.5 inches. And you also need to make sure you have that blade nice and sharp. If the blade is dull, you'll have a brown haze on top of it. And also you can then get diseases. If you mow it too short, it stresses it out, and it also will turn it a little brown. The other thing is lawn applications. You want to use a slow release fertilizer, so you're not just giving a shot of a straight fertilizer where it turns real green and then it goes pale. That actually grows the plant too fast and is hard on it. So you want to use a good slow release fertilizer. At this time of year in the spring, you want to put a pre-emergent down for crabgrass and foxtail and your summer annual weeds. And then the third thing is make sure when it gets a little warmer, drier, water correctly. You want to water when it's cooler, about 1 inch a week. Now right now we've been having rain, so we're fine. But if the rain quits, you want to water about 1 inch a week. As it gets hotter and drier, you want to water roughly 1.5 inches to 2 inches. And then timing on watering. You need to water early in the morning is best. It washes that plant off. It absorbs much better than watering, let's say, at night where it sits on all night and it can cause fungus and problems. Or if you water during the day where it evaporates. So there's really 3 key factors into having a beautiful lawn. It's not just lawn applications, it's not just mowing, it's not just watering. It's all 3 bringing them together if you want a beautiful lawn.
It sounds like a really good recipe. So here's a question, fertilizing, do we just do that once or several times during the summer?
You know, it's kind of like you're self-feeding. You know, it's a long season. You eat 3 good healthy meals a day, you're a lot healthier. Same thing with the lawn. It needs about 5 to 6 applications a year. You're trying to put 4 to 5 pounds of nitrogen down. That's what the grass needs. Also, if you mow it frequently enough, that really helps it, and then you don't have to bag, and the clippings of the grass actually refeeds itself. So if you can mow more frequently and not bag, you'll have a lot nicer lawn too, and that will refeed itself. Now if you're needing to seed, if it's in shade, do it in the spring. If it's sunny, you definitely want to do it in the early fall, mid-August through September.
A lot of great information, Sean. Now next Sunday you're going to join us again, so tell us what you're going to talk about then.
Sprinkler systems, when to water, how to maintain a sprinkler system.
And also you have a terrific website.
Yes, we give a lot of tips. In fact, the tips that we're giving today will be on our website. You know, how to take care of your mower, Wake Up Your Lawn is on that, and there's other tips on landscaping and irrigation.
A+ Lawn and Landscape, Sean Edwards, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's all about remodeling your home to fit your life and your style, and that's exactly what Modern Touches has done here. So Lucas, tell us about the design.
Well, we've done multiple projects actually here in this townhome. We've updated the kitchen, we've updated both bathrooms and all the trim and flooring throughout the home.
Well, we're here in the amazing kitchen right now. What did the space look like before?
All these cabinets pretty much are the existing cabinetry, and a lot of people, they don't want to go to the full expense of a full kitchen update due to costs. So, and more so on their cabinet side, the quality of these cabinets are amazing. They just didn't have full potential in storage. So.
Well, it's really nice that you're able to work with existing products, and I know the style before was pretty traditional and they wanted to still incorporate that traditional style, but splashes of color with the red wall.
Right.
And the mosaic tiles also.
Absolutely.
You know, I think you're seeing more and more people now not just stick with one style, so you can kind of combine all the different styles, a little bit modern with the stainless steel, and it just works, doesn't it?
It does. It all flows well together, from the color of the granite back into the oak.
Maria, I have to tell you, I am totally digging the heated floor in here. It makes it so warm and cozy in this bathroom. So I was just chatting with you before, and I want to ask you, what is your favorite thing about working with homeowners?
Well, my favorite thing about working with homeowners is that I really get to learn a lot about them. And by going through that process, I'm able to really help them through the design phases. Because it's really about their personal taste and style, and it's really interesting, and they appreciate it.
So what if somebody says, I don't have a vision, I don't know how to get inspired, what do you do?
Well, what I do is I really learn about what's currently in their home, what they like about what they currently have for products, and then just really educating them about what's on the market. And as we go through that process, it really evolves into them selecting what they really truly want.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the homeowner's vision for this bathroom. What did they want?
What they were looking for was something very functional, and that's where we incorporated this tower, a part of the master bath vanity. They needed a lot of storage and function, but we also incorporated design elements. As we've laid 12 by 24 tiles on the floor, we've also installed rectangular sinks, and we've incorporated vertical lines as well in the shower, and just with the splash of color through the tile mosaics.
Sandy, you have to be so impressed with the finished product here. This is absolutely incredible. So first, how did you hear about Modern Touches?
We went to the remodeling show out at the fairgrounds, and here we are.
What are some of your favorite features about this remodel?
I love cookbooks.
I do know that about you, Sandy.
You know, you had them tucked here, you had them tucked there, I had them downstairs. So I wanted a cupboard where I have now at least probably 95% of them in my kitchen, which is really nice.
Well, what advice do you have for people that are looking to remodel?
Know what you want. Select someone like Lucas and Marie to work with, because they are really great people to work with. One of the things we really liked about Lucas, besides being very personable, is my husband is retired military, and Lucas has also been in the military, and they always give back a portion of the proceeds from each project to fallen heroes, and that's important.
It's nice to support something like that.
It is. It means a lot.
So if people want to get a hold of you, what can they do?
They can go to our website at moderntouches.com and also stop at our office. We're about 6 blocks east of the Bucks Ice Arena on Hickman.
Perfect, thanks.
Thank you.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
It's hot, it's cold. You never know what you're going to get with this Iowa weather, so that is why you have to be prepared. And we have Bob Oliver with us today to talk about our heating and cooling systems. Bob, what do we have going on behind us?
Yes, this is our Mitsubishi Slimline unit. It's very quiet, runs about 27 decibels of sound, and it heats, cools, dehumidifies, and also has an ionizing filter and a carpet cleaning filter for odors in the home.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That means that it's going to clean the air quality, it's going to cool, and it's going to dehumidify the home, which is even more cooling, and then it's going to heat the home.
What is the best benefit for this kind of unit?
You know, one of the best benefits, of course, is going to be the quiet in the room. You're not having to rip your home up and get ductwork in there. And of course, they're very efficient. So they're one of the leading rebates that you can get out of them. It's around $750 in rebates right away in buying one.
Sounds good. And we are here at the Home Depot here in West Des Moines, and you guys have them at the Home Depot. What's your connection with the Home Depot?
Well, our connection with the Home Depot is we're out putting in all the equipment for them, installing for the Home Depot. We are the Home Depot. So anyone that's coming in the Home Depot store and has had that great, excellent service with their kitchens, with their bathrooms, or remodeling, they're coming to us with the HVAC, and we're committed to complying with that.
It's all about trusting the Home Depot with your central heating and cooling needs, and we are here at the Home Depot. I'm with Carrie Ann. I've got a lot of great questions for her. So Carrie Ann, if people are interested in getting a new furnace or a new air conditioner, what should they do?
Well, there's a few things they can do. They can come into the store, they can talk to any of our associates here. We're all well versed in how the system works, and we can get them set up for an appointment. Real easy. Before they even leave the store, they'll know when someone's coming out to their house. Or they can go online to homedepot.com, or they can even call 1-800-HOME-DEPOT.
So is the consultation free?
It's absolutely free.
Let's talk a little bit about the contractors you use too.
We go through a very stringent process in screening all of our contractors. They represent us when they come into your home, so we want to make sure that the Home Depot name is continued to be reliable and trusted.
Speaking of the Home Depot name, why should people shop at the Home Depot?
We've been around for a long time. We are the #1 home improvement retailer in the world, and we're not going anywhere.
And I love your guarantees, so tell us a little bit about those.
Once we do the work, we take complete ownership, so we stand by everything 100%. So if in 10 years you have a problem, you call us up, we come out, take care of whatever you need.
I love it. And let's talk a little bit about financing. People are always worried about financing, so what options do you have available?
We have our Home Depot credit card, and we run various promotions throughout the year for 0% interest. Depends on when they come in as to what we're running. We also have a project loan, and they have a real attractive interest rate for people that they can get a little bit of a larger loan to do things around the house, like new heating and cooling systems.
So if people want to call you, what's your number?
My number's 515-277-1696, or you can look me up at www.boboliverheatingandair.com.
Cool. Thanks, Bob.
You bet.
That's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join the conversation on our Facebook page or YouTube channel. And don't forget, you look great today, so go check out Des Moines. Shop local and watch local. I'm Melanie Hall. We'll see you next time.
Host Apparel by Francesca's, located in Jordan Creek Mall in West Des Moines.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines. If you want to see your company or event on DSM Living, head over to our website and fill out a simple form, or shoot us an email to info@dsmliving.com.
Okay. Ready?
Probably not, but we'll.
I might.
We know that you are extremely an expert in whatever you're going to say right now.
Okay. Ever wonder how to get restaurant-style chicken marsala and have
Facebook page or YouTube channel. And don't forget, ew, sorry.
Functionality was something that you just brought to life with this remodel.
Yeah, we did.
You said it all. What am I supposed to say?